Governor State University is located about 35 miles southwest of Chicago, and it's one of Illinois' smaller public universities. But this year, its enrollment went up considerably to almost 6,000 students, in large part because the university last year expanded from being an upper division school, meaning it started at the junior year level, to now include freshmen and sophomores. But just as the university has taken on many new students, it has not received new appropriations from the state this school year because of the budget stalemate. Today, students and college officials headed to Springfield to make their voices heard, and among those who met with legislative leaders is Governor State University President Elaine Maimon, who joins us now. Welcome to Chicago tonight, and I know that you had to navigate some very tough traffic to be here, so thank you for making it.
Yes,
we appreciate it.
Delighted to be here.
So it was you and 8 other public university presidents who met with legislative leaders today. 3 of the 4 legislative leaders, Radonio, Durkin, Cullerton, and Barbara Flynn Curry. Was she sitting in for Mike Madigan?
Yes, she was. She's a majority leader.
And what was your message to them?
Our message is that the public universities in the state of Illinois are a very important investment for the state. The fact that we have been completely without an appropriations budget until the end of October is putting tremendous pressure not only on us, but it is affecting the reputation of the state of Illinois.
Well, tell us about what effect it's having on Governor State.
At Governor State, we're very good fiscal managers. We've won prizes for good fiscal management and transformation into our full-service comprehensive university. But without having a budget, it makes it very difficult for us to plan. We're very strategic thinkers. This makes it hard. We put students first, and that means that we're moving heaven and earth to make sure that our students have their MAP grants, even though the state hasn't provided it. And
MAP stands for Monetary Award Program. That's coming from the state.
The scholarship from the state, but also to keep our operations running.
How have you been able to do that without any appropriations?
Well, we've been able to do it because we have tuition money from the students that comes in. And by the way, Governor State University has the lowest tuition and mandatory fees in the state of Illinois, but we've increased the number of our students that we serve, and that brings us more money, but it's not enough. 45% of our operating budget comes from appropriation, and we don't have it yet. So what we're doing now is we're spending the student tuition money, and we are trusting that the state of Illinois is going to come through with appropriations for its public universities.
So as you and the 8 other public university presidents talked to the legislative leaders, and you clearly outlined the desperate situation that you're in, what was their response?
We were pleased at the openness of all 4 leaders, the fact they listened to us. They really seemed to understand that we were appealing to them not to govern by crisis, but to govern in a way that would highlight the importance of the public universities to the economic development of the state. In other words, we're really investment centers. We're not cost centers. You have to look at universities in entirely different ways. And I really thought that the leaders were listening. I think that they really want to engage in problem solving. But are there any indications after your talks with them that they're going to engage in problem solving and get this problem solved? Well, I think that they were being very thoughtful. They were really asking us for suggestions on what might happen moving forward. All 9 of us are meeting in different configured groups with the governor on Thursday. I'll be with 4 community college presidents. My colleagues will be in other groups of 5, and we will be sending the same message to the governor. And that message is that this impasse is hurting the state of Illinois.
What suggestions did you give the legislative leaders, or will you be giving the governor?
Well, we really believe that when there's an impasse, the psychology of impasse is that sometimes you need a new way of looking at things, new vocabulary, when you have entrenched positions. And so we suggested that that would be very important for leaders to sit down together, think through where they might have common ground. And we offered the fact that we have think tanks in the public universities. There's a think tank at the University of Illinois and some other universities. And we want to be part of the solution. We would like to sit together and think about how to move Illinois forward. That's what public universities are for.
Even without this lack of appropriations this year, the appropriations that you received over the last 5 years have gone down rather considerably. In 2010, it was $28 million. Last school year, you received $24 million. How long can you go at this point with only the students' tuition before it becomes a dire crisis, or you're going to have to start closing classes?
Well, it's really interesting. In the last 5 years, our appropriations have gone down 13% at Governor State University, and our student enrollment has gone up 24%. Now, and we have the lowest tuition and fees in the state, but what that means is that we have worked out strategies to serve more students with very high-quality education. And that also means new markets. For us, freshmen and sophomores are new markets. We continue to work very diligently to serve returning adult students. That's the group we started with.
So the freshmen and sophomores have brought in more money for the school, but at the same time, you know, even $24 million is a large chunk of change for a small university like yours. So how much longer can you go?
Well, the point is that I must say that I think all of us, all the public university presidents, trust that the leaders of the state of Illinois are going to appropriate funds to the universities. And we have to move forward with that assumption. And so what we're doing is we're moving heaven and earth to protect our students. For example, in our freshman class, the second freshman class at Governor State University, class of 2019, 85% of our freshmen are first-generation college students. These are students who are bright, but they need services. They need us to be advising and working and mentoring, and that's what we're doing. And that's costly. We've had to shift funds and be very strategic about moving funds around so that we could serve students the best. And
have you had to lay off any staff or teachers?
Because of the growth of the university, we couldn't lay off people. We have basically had a virtual hiring freeze. Every new hire has to be approved by the president. We have a spending freeze right now. Every expenditure over a certain amount has to be approved by the president. But the point here is that we are protecting our students. We plan in terms of semesters. This week, students are registering for the spring semester. I wrote a letter to the campus yesterday saying that the spring semester is going forward.
But you've had your teachers have to pick up a lot more work with this increase.
I wouldn't say that our faculty has increased its work. Our faculty is unionized. They are really very dedicated faculty. What has actually happened is that we have shifted things around so that the power of our faculty is better distributed among the students.
Elaine Maimon, we have only just a few seconds left. I know that you met with student body government, and what have you been telling them?
What I've told the Student Senate is that we put students first, that they need to be civically engaged, they need to study the situation in the state, and they need to help, as they did today. They were in Springfield. They were very intelligently presenting to elected officials that public universities are a resource and not a cost, and that their success, the student success, depends on the investment in the public universities.
So you're hopeful that cooler heads will prevail sometime soon in Springfield, above all.
Exactly.
Elaine Maimon, thank you so much, and thanks again for your huge efforts in getting here tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you.